All right, welcome to the premier Major League Mech Warrior for Mech Warrior Online Season 1 match of Apocalypse Lancers versus the Restless Adders. Tonight joining me will be Adiuvo from...
I am from Imperial. I'm a light pilot for the team. And my co-host is heimdelight.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm going to try and fix this window here. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Okay, that's better. Anyways, all right, so I'm waiting right now on confirmation from both teams to see when they're getting in lobby and everything. But I guess we can go over some short backstory. Also, tonight, everyone watching, keep in mind that we're going to be giving away mech bays, I think a little bit of MC. We're going to be keeping track of exactly what team is the dapperest team. What is that? They wear the best uniforms. We got to keep an eye out for that.
Gotta have the best paint jobs. It's the most important part today to play, really. The paint jobs?
It is the most important part.
So.
Alright, so Major League Mech Warriors rule set is a switch between Conquest, Skirmish, and then back to Conquest. The Conquest matches are always going to be 3-3-3-3, and the Skirmish match is going to be 720. We don't 720 tons. We're not going to see the 600-ton Skirmish match probably until later in the tournament when there's a best-of-5 series, because you can only have one Skirmish match in a best-of-3. But it is a double elimination tournament, so if you do lose this match, RA or APOC, do not forget that you'll be able to play another one and get a second shot at getting to the finals. So it's a big tournament, a lot of teams, a lot of matches. There's going to be a lot of casting going on. But generally, the rule set goes Conquest, Skirmish, Conquest. It's best of 3. The lower seed chooses, so the higher numerical number. So like I think RA is 20, or APOC might be 20, right?
Checking now.
I think it's on the Reddit post.
It's on the league. Just look at the challenge.
Restless Adders is seeded 13th, whereas Apocalypse Lancers is seeded 20th.
There we go.
And this seeding was done by PGI. Basically what we did was, once registrations were closed for the tournament, the teams gave us their list of members, obviously the roster, and we gave that to PGI. PGI then took the average ELO scores of that team, and this seeding is basically just an ordering of the ELO scores of the teams. Basically the same method they did for first engagement. The first engagement didn't really do a direct bracket system, but still same kind of idea.
And yeah, the bracketing system, where the seeds were placed in this one, I think is arguably better, because all 8 teams got a first week. The top 8 teams got a first week bye, which is really good, because then we can focus on, like, all the other teams who don't get as much exposure will get prizes to the viewers during those matches, prizes to the players, hopefully, if they wear a really, really cool uniform together or something. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there, but I'm trying to get your Nigel images edited in here, and it's really difficult.
You're actually putting Nigel. Oh, okay.
Yeah, hold on, let me do it. Hold
on. Okay. Well, anyway, going back to the match, for week 1, Major League Mech Warrior is a bit different compared to normal tournaments. In that normal tournaments, you have a range of maps per week, but even though this is, there will be at most 3 matches tonight, since the best of 3. Major League Mech Warrior said, oh, what? Well, anyway, there's only one map per week, per round. And for this week, it'll be Frozen City Night. So you'll be seeing all the matches on Frozen City Night. Though, again, like Heim said, it'll be switching from Conquest to Skirmish to Conquest again, assuming there's a third match. And during those switches, the teams will be able to switch sides if they so choose, depending on the seeding, of course, because the higher seed team picks the side they want to drop on.
Yep. Oh, I think
Nigel there.
I'm trying to.
I mean, when I
wait. So who picks?
This picture of my face.
Okay, they're asking me who picks first. I'm pretty sure it's APOC who picks first, right?
The highest seed gets to choose which side of the map they want for the first drop. You just quote this section of the rules. highest seed being the lowest rank. So in this
Yeah.
case, it'd be APOC. Yes.
All right. Well, they are in lobby still burning a little time until they get in there. We can go over Frozen City Night Conquest. All right. Welcome to the premier Major League Mech Warrior for Mech Warrior Online Season 1. Oh, that's some double talking. My Twitch went off.
Okay, if you guys want to, you'll be able to see on the stream. Actually, I have it brought up, right?
The what?
The tactics. So.
Yeah, we got map tactics up right now. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep an eye on when they're about to drop because they're just getting into lobby now. They're all messaging me, so apologize for that. Trying to play some communications here so we don't drop in a little late. Want to make sure we get as much coverage of the match as possible. So yeah, APOC will be picking side, and it is their lobby.
Team 1 and Team 2, both sides for Conquest are fairly balanced on this map. Team 1 has better access to the hill in C3, which a lot of people call it pocket, saddle, that kind of thing. And that lets them peek a bit better. But on the Gamma side, which is Team 2, you have a better range game, and you can rotate around the right side of the map, whereas if Team 1 wanted to rotate around the edges of the map, they would have to go through the valley. Some people call it General Alley. We have all these names for things in MechWarrior Online. And that's just generally a less safe place to be since it's so constrained.
Alright, I have finally fixed your smashing Nigel image. It looks smashing. It looks smashing. Alright, so Restless Adders is going to be Team 1. APOC is going to be Team 2. This is Skirmish, so...
Hey, wake up.
Oh, the name should be up. Is it? Yeah, we got the name for the spectator back. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, I was fixing the overlay a little bit there. It's kind of bugged, but... Okay, so... as I was saying... we got... Restless Adders as Team 1, APOC as Team 2. Is Team 1 the blue or the red?
Team 1's the north side.
The north side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Team 1... Yeah, Team 1 is red. So RA is going to be red, APOC's going to be blue. It's Conquest. We can assume what APOC, I think, is either going to do is go ham and rush saddle, maybe. If they're feeling lucky, they want to get a little bit of something crazy going.
APOC's one of those teams where you can't really predict what they do. They generally vary their strategies pretty well depending on the map, which is a kind of contrast with Restless Adders, who's really a push-heavy team. They like to get in your face early on, try to get their team set up before the enemy team does. Rush them down, get kills early, that kind of thing. Very very aggressive play style. And APOC, like I said, varies their play. I'm not really sure what APOC is going to do here. It's hard to predict them. But with Restless Adders, probably just straight through C3 over the hill or over the ship and a push right off the bat.
Sorry, I'm just getting some confirmations again for the APOC RA guys. They want to make sure they have their right sides picked and everything before they start in the match. Want to make sure they have all the rules right. They are in lobby right now, sending invites out. And hopefully we get this started up soon. Okay, so now that I'm all settled in here, we can start doing some little plugs for stuff. Really quick, so we got the prediction bracket going. It's just like, your March Madness. Wait. Yeah. So March Madness, let me drag this over. So you can access that. I'm going to put the link in the chat.
Oh god, that's a Nigel image you used?
Yeah.
Of all,
Is it?
of all of them, use that.
Wait, what name for spectator were you talking about?
I need a name of the pilot so I can spectate them. Because I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
who's in lobby at the moment.
Oh, I just gave you. You got him. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. All right. So. Yeah. If you guys want to make your predictions, feel free to go here. It shows all the seating and everything. I'm gonna put, like I said, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. So give me a second.
I'm only waiting 5 minutes anyway, so getting delayed a bit.
All right. And sorry, it's actually increasingly difficult to multitask right now because I'm looking at my second monitor and I'm trying to talk at the same time to fill the void of silence that we as casters are supposed to be filling, but
Yeah, they're taking a bit longer in lobby than we thought they would. But I mean, it is a 12-man tournament. Organizing all 12 people can be a bit of an issue. A lot of teams aren't even able to field 12 players, so it's definitely good that we got the turnout we did. Well, actually, since it is 12-man, we haven't seen 12-man play competitive play in a while. I think the last time was Merrick, wasn't it? Do you recall time? Because I know Arhad and MRBC are both 8v8.
Yeah, I would believe that the last 12v12 competitive play would be Merrick Civil War. And it was varying between 8v8 and 12v12 if I remember correctly.
That's true.
Yeah, so some matches were 12v12, some were 8v8.
Yeah, the strategy doesn't really change much in Frozen City, going from 8v8 to 12v12, but it does obviously get a lot more hectic, with 8 more mechs on the field. You're gonna, if anything does change, it'll probably be that, some teams like going the city, lower city, on it. You generally aren't able to do that in 12v12, just because there's not enough room. The firing lines get too muddled. And for people looking at the map, lower city would be like the B4, C4 area. It's just, it gets so crowded there with 12 mechs, and especially when you get wide things like Daishis or King Crabs, you can't really shoot past them. They're blocking the whole alleyway.
Yeah, you should be able to edit stuff now on the map tactic. Sorry about that. I thought I put you as driver, but it switched back. So is this
where I draw smiley faces?
You could draw whatever you want. Just make sure it's relevant to mech. This is a happy moment. That's pretty relevant.
It's a happy moment. Okay.
One of the most competitive tournaments ever played. We got probably a really good, consistent shoutcasting team. I think it's the start of a new era for MechWarrior Online. So that smiley face signifies quite a lot more than people are willing to believe. And now it's got a head. Oh, I don't draw hair. All right, we're getting off topic now. It's a bald guy.
He has some hair.
Clear. You can. Oh, yeah. Okay, so like we were saying, you said red is team 1, blue is team 2. If APOC is team 2, like we were saying, they're most likely going to be creeping up that right side, right? Maybe if they're going to be following in the footsteps of other competitive teams that have been, playing these matches, holding that right side. You not only get Epsilon, but then you get great coverage for Theta as well. So that basically allows you to take Theta, cover it, and hold 3 separate points on the map. Now, the enemy team can play the rotation game and try and get your back cap, like maybe they'll go Gamma or something, but unlike Run Hot or Die, it's not like a King of the Hill thing. It's all the points on the map. This is the full Conquest game mode. First to 750 resources, or whoever kills the enemy team first. Those are the only 2 requirements. And it's 3 assaults, 3 heavies, 3 mediums, 3 lights. It is exactly what the game is, I guess, designed for, you could say. It's like what everyone sees mostly in Matchmaker queue, so it's what everyone's used to, and therefore, when everyone's used to certain styles of play, like 12v12 or something, it often translates to being the most competitive in a tournament, because 8v8, there's less players, the terrain's more open, you don't get to practice 8v8 in a public queue. You can drop in 12s, you can drop in 6s where you have 6 other teammates, and I guess it's arguable between which one's better, but for the most part, I guess what makes it competitive is that it's what all the teams are used to. Everyone's got great practice. Oh, they just launched.
Okay, good. Oh, sorry, spectator.
I think it's doing it again. I don't see them in game. Why'd they tell me they were in game?
Okay, I was thinking
Okay.
my spectator was bugged for a bit.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
like,
I'm like entering names. I'm like freaking out.
It's
I'm
like, not
no,
again.
not again.
The spectator can be a bit buggy for stream people, so.
All right. I just got confirmation they're dropping in about 30 seconds. So everyone get ready, get pumped. This is going to be a great match. And let's check. Come on, get us in the lobby. I'm just going to keep clicking his name.
Sure, I added one of them to friends. Been a lot easier.
Come on. Where are these guys? All right. Well, what I could do in the meantime. Let's see here.
Are strikes allowed?
And we got
tournament
it.
not?
Strikes are allowed. That is what. Yep. Strikes, cool shots, consumables. They are allowed. Here we go. We're going in the first match. Let me switch over.
Who did you spectate? Because I'm Stu Bars and
I don't know who I spectated. I just probably someone. It's Capstar Stubar. But here we go. What do we got from RA over here? Ooh, looks like still loading in. Someone maybe is a little slow. Maybe I can move around. Who knows?
Can you give me a name of pilot on? Because now there's Stu Bar and Capstar working.
Just do Capsta, Stubar, anyone. Something's.
I love spectator.
I'm in spectator cam right now.
Well, I'm gonna go relog my client. Hopefully that works.
All right. Well, luckily, they started up. Try it again. See if.
Yeah,
you know what, Addy? Click in the name and then click enter. Try that.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. I think they're waiting on something. From what I can tell, maybe someone's disconnected. Let me try and get like a quick read chat. They have a crash to desktop. They're gonna do a redrop. So that's confirmed through chat. They're doing a redrop. I'm not sure exactly what they're waiting on. Did they all? Are they redropping or?
Could just be waiting. There's no reason not to. You still have a minute timer.
I saw a mech move around though. I think. Wow, I'm really confused. Alright, well in the meantime, I will fly around Frozen City Night because it looks beautiful. Aurora Borealis, stars, shooting stars. Let's get a quick overview of the map just like on Smurfies except in real game. So, as we can see, APOC's got this side of the map, the red team. They got this lower side, they can go right. I think I'm going to try and recheck chat really quick here, see what they're up to.
Alright, I got it.
They're shooting each other. There they go. There they go. There the percentages go down so fast.
Something fun every competitive team does. Like, even though it makes a lot more sense to, just exit out of game, we all like to kill each other first. So.
Yeah, you got to get those antsy warm-up shots in there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so as we watch these teams kill their own brethren, I don't. Yeah. What? Wow. Interesting. Wow. Look at that direwolf. That storm.
Well, I guess we could talk about the drop decks.
Should we? We kind of could. Okay.
I mean, blue team is Restless Adders. Red team is APOC Lancers. APOC Lancers brawl at Firestarter A's. Notice that. So they're definitely looking to brawl. Firestarter A's are generally always a good pick on this map anyway, because you're just about guaranteed to get within the range of those. Always. Didn't get to see Restless Adders drop deck though, but I'm going to assume they're brawling as well.
Alright, so we're going to go back over to the pre-game again while we wait for them to get in lobby.
Daishi's on the part of APOC as well. Daishi, Stormcrows, Firestar A's, probably Timberwolves. Looks like a pretty standard meta drop deck. What I'm curious about is what those Daishi they're running. And going for UX or Gauss Laser, maybe something else. Maybe we'll see the fabled machine gun Daishis.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad. It sucks, you know, when a team drops and you see the enemy team's drop deck because of a crash to desktop like that.
It kind of sucks for both
Yeah.
sides, in that there aren't any surprises anymore, because, you know, once you get to the end of round screen, obviously everyone can see what your variants and your max, or your max and your variants. So,
Yeah. And if you're, I guess, a knowledgeable player, you can kind of guess what someone's going to be running off that. I'd assume that APOC and RA are so busy doing, you know, internal checking up and stuff right now that maybe it's not on their mind. Maybe it is. Maybe they're. I don't think they can make adjustments. I don't know if that's allowed.
that's just generally been considered bad form anyway. I know people have tried in the past in other tournaments, but that's just something like that's been looked down on for teams.
Yeah. All right. So, in the meantime, I wonder how can we give a mech bay away? Now we're 5 minutes. Yeah, we're
Right.
well. No. We're 5 minutes in the future, though.
Oh yeah. Well, no, we can still do it. Just like, all right, just predict what damage. I don't know.
It's hard. I don't want to just give a mech bay away to someone like just some random person. You know, there's got to be some meaning behind it. Okay.
We could separate the people out into like you pick which team you think is going to win the series, and then from there, just put their names in a random number generator. There we go.
We also have 500 MC to give away. If something crazy happens in chat or some crazy ass clutch play in the game, we're gonna give it to that guy making the clutch play. Yeah, so we got 4 mech bays and possibly 500 MC if this is worth it. I think there's gonna be something worth it because this is gonna be a good match. And on top of that, it's the premiere.
These teams haven't met in competitive play before, have they?
I don't think they have actually. It's pretty good point. Maybe this is their first time against each other.
I know. Isn't Wrestle Ladders first foray? That was in MRBC, wasn't it? And I don't know if it. Let me check the standings. Oh no, it's not MRBC. I am dumb. Oh, whatever the case. I know Wrestle Ladders is somewhat new to competitive play. Like, somewhat new by, I mean, like, they've been active for a few months at this point. But comparing to someone like APOC, who's been around for years, literally, at this point. I want to say, like, 2? I know they were participating in the first R-Hot seasons. Like, R-Hot Season 2, I think, was their start. I'm probably wrong on that, but that's the first time I remember, like, seeing them in competitive. And they've stuck through it, entering basically every tournament since then. Participated in every R-Hot season. They've participated in MRBC. I'm not sure if they did Merrick, and now they're doing Major League McWarrior.
And I think if any team considers themselves competitive and they want to get a good, step in the right direction, this is the type of stuff they should be playing. I think any any 2 teams meeting each other in the tournament is just going to make for a good fight with the rule set, and it's not an inherent advantage if you lose the first one. You get to choose the side for the skirmish drop. So you get the side advantage for skirmish, even if you lose that first drop. So even if the enemy team holds up, I mean, it's hard to say, like, oh, we couldn't figure out how to approach them, even though they were in an inferior position on the map to us or something, Like, if a team just sits in the same spot, generally a team should figure out how to approach them correctly. If not, maybe the enemy team just did a good job of finding a good spot on the map to counter it. But in skirmish, it's hard. It's really hard to give an advantage to someone. It's mostly side. You choose the side. So the conquest, yeah. It should make for some back and forth gameplay between teams, which is kind of what we want to see here because With really straightforward and generalized rule sets, you often get like 3 O's or 3 1s a lot between two teams, and it's just kind of like it's a decent match to watch. But you wanna get those matches where they go down to 3-2, last 2 mechs or something, fighting each other 1-on-1 for the win of the whole match, that kind of stuff. But the best way to facilitate that is definitely through a proper rule set and stuff. I guess they're in lobby right now, so they're going to be launching for that first one soon. I wanna give Addy and I a pat on the back for finding 27 minutes of things to talk about while these two teams figured out how to drop in a lobby. But you know what? Okay, they are going to be launching soon.
They do have the 15-minute burner time. Does that count against them? Not really. I don't think.
You know what? It's okay. We just gotta get the match over with.
We're the team with Rick Rom. Like, we have Rick Rom on our team. We can't complain about.
Oh, they're in lobby. They're in lobby.
They are? Okay.
Yeah, they're dropped. Sorry. So we are in match. The official first drop of Frozen City Knight and Major League Mech Warrior. And I think we have some similar drop decks here from both teams. So let's go through really quick. Are you got in game, Addy, and everything? You're good?
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Okay. So mechs are starting up. I can hear the little whirring of their fusion engines. Yes. We are
looks
live.
Like APOC has their color scheme going on, like
Ooh,
lime green and black.
Lime green and black. Let's take a. Well, actually, you know what? Let's back up. All right. So
Sorry, red team is Apocalypse Lancers. Blue team is Restless Adders. Restless Adders has brought Atlas CDCs and Banshees, Timberwolves, and Stormcrows. And Embers. An Ember and 2 Firestarter A's. It's an interesting choice.
All right, so it looks
APOC.
like APOC's hanging up behind that cap point right there, and Restless Adders is going straight for saddle. I mean, like straight for saddle.
Yeah, they completely ignored Kappa. They completely ignored the cap point.
We're gonna go saddle right into Restless Adders right in front here. I'm trying to
Dices
find.
from APOC are pushing up to the hill. That's going to be hard to push. UAV comes out from Restless Adders, and they're setting up for the push in pocket right now. Strikes are not up yet.
Oh, and here's the receiving on Atlas. Push over the pocket, and it is getting wrecked by the focus fire of APOC. Oh my god.
UAC Dices.
Atlas down.
Atlas down. Atlas stripped. There's a first strike of the game. Can't tell which side dropped it though. Oh, Dicey just goes down for Apocalypse Lancers.
So right now it looks like RA's got a 2-1 lead. It's 2-2.
2-2 right now. Maxon though taking heavy damage. Maxon and Stormcrow Prime's taking pretty well on that thing. Actually, not taking much damage. Now it's just, guys, it's just are these streaks or no? These are SRMs.
Oh, there goes.
Shut down on Timberwolf. Ooh,
wow. RA takes another lead, and yep, RA's in the lead. Oh no, is it APOC? RA's in the lead. RA's in the lead.
RA's in the lead. Yeah, RA's in the lead.
So that was a pretty good push by RA, I guess. Focus fire. Wow, that was impressive.
A lot of mechs are really hurt on RA side though. It's mainly lights, but there was only 3 left for APOC. Yeah, 3 versus what is this, like 8, 9? I don't know. Can't add that fast.
Wow.
Balls like that are. It's hard to tell what's happening, but definitely it's very interesting to watch. Just on the overhead.
Right leg critical damage.
Looks like the lights on
Level critical.
Wrestler, or at least December, was not shot at all. 900% health still.
Wow.
So that's their Emperors, I guess.
That was a quick match. That they went straight over saddle for APOC's throat, man. And that first Atlas, you thought they were tanking pretty well, but it went down quick. It went down quick, but the rest of APOC focus fired, or RA focus fired very, very well. They actually, in my opinion, pushed into a pretty bad position, but at the same time, APOC definitely wasn't prepared to take that push. They were a little bit more in front of the cover, the buildings in that open area, at the bottom of that saddle ramp for their side. If they had cover when RA pushed, it would have been way different. Like, I think APOC being in the open is what kind of lost them that match, but
Yeah, they had the UI Daishis, which will tear apart an Atlas, but on things with smaller hitboxes, like the Stormcrow or something, you're going to be spreading a lot more damage than you would compared to another mech. But the DPS on it is still, ridiculous. So maybe if they just stay back in the buildings a little bit back by their spawn, they'd be able to receive that push better. But Restless Riders came over so quickly, it probably would have been hard for them to respond either way. Daishis are slow, if anything. And once you commit to something, you really have no other option besides committing to it. You're just stuck.
Alright, so let's go over this on the
I'm glad there wasn't
tactic.
streaks, though. No streaks, as far as I can tell. Just SRMs.
I think
Or maybe
that was
one.
just maybe there was one streak mech.
But I just saw mainly SRMs, so I guess it's a pretty, like, 3-3-3-3. Yeah, 3-3-3 was too many, or it's pretty high tonnage drop deck, really, generally, somewhere. So you're not really going to see streaks there often.
Awesome. That was a great first match. That was crazy. Holy shit. They went ham over the saddle, man. That was... Did we say that pre-game that they might go ham over the saddle? There is a possibility.
Yeah, that's generally what Restless Adders likes to do. So you'll probably be seeing them go ham many times throughout this tournament.
But it says, in their team description, let me read it, quote unquote. Known affectionately as the Restless Adder, RA is actually Clan Star Adder, Epsilon Galaxy 193rd Dragoon Cluster, Restless Spirit. They play intoxicated occasionally, but that's not to take out of their competitive, because it says Capsta is bringing the aggressive might of the clan way to competitive MWO. They have suicidal aggression, self-sacrificing playstyle, and nearly flawless target focus skills, and that is exactly what we saw out of RA right there. They went straight over the saddle, which is pretty suicidal and aggressive, and they flawlessly they focused fire pretty well for going into a bad position like that. They had to make up some ground, man. To end up 12-7, it's pretty decent. It's pretty good.
We noticed that during our match versus them. What was that, like a week and a half? Well, either way, it was on Pro City as well, and they pushed not in the same area. They didn't push us in the same area, but they still met a firing line in much of the same manner, and their focus fire was pretty damn good. It was very obvious when certain people were focused, as the damage number showed at the end of that match, and they kept at it. It's really good to see that. A lot of teams don't have the discipline really to do that, or the players don't rather. So it's really good to see, because that's probably one of the most important parts of a competitive team at the moment in MWO, to have the discipline to be able to listen to a target get called and focus fire it completely. Because really what this game at its core is just a game of attrition, and being able to whittle down your opponents in such a surgical manner is a lot more influential than just having multiple people poking multiple targets.
Yeah. So I just put on map tactic basically what happened. The blue line is RA. They just balled up, rushed saddle, went straight over. The red lines are APOC. Like I said, I think if APOC was a little bit more towards Epsilon when RA pushed, they would have saw a lot more success out of something like that.
That, or if they set up their Daishis over... Wait, why is my white thingy not working? Where it goes? If they set up... I don't want red. Dang it. If they set up their Daishis in D3, just behind these buildings a bit.
Oh, so they're spaced out, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a bait.
Being met right here, it's like, your Daishis are going to get torn apart. You can't poke behind cover, you're just stuck out in the open. Versus, I'm assuming they were SRM AC-20 Atlases. I mean, what else would you run in an Atlas?
If you're rushing straight at the enemy team, you better be taking some brawling weapons, because that
Hopefully.
thing... Yeah. It looked like they did. I mean, even though they lost that first Atlas, man, it was 2-2 for how long? 2-3, 2-4, 4-4, and then it just blew open to RA's favor. Like after that, the little 4-4 tie or 3-4, whatever it was, it went straight to RA. It ended up 12-7 because of that. It's 5
even though even though the score at the end was 12-7, it was at various points in the match it did seem rather close. Like I know at one point RA had to shut down Timberwolf, like right in the middle of the brawl, and then he just got completely face scored. And losing a Timberwolf, it's a lot of tonnage, and it just seems like the pace of the match went back and forth a bit, and RA was able to really rally at the end and take away the victory and the strength that they did. 12-7 is a pretty decisive victory after all. Since we don't have the skirmish map set up, but the spawns are mostly the same for Frozen City Night compared to skirmish compared to Conquest.
I could pull up Smurfy, actually. Give me a second.
But then I can't draw my things on them.
Alright, so now I've got Frozen City Night Skirmish. Yeah, so this is the 720-ton skirmish drop. The spawns are a lot different on the north side of the map, it looks like, where they're kind of lined up through the A line, B line, in between, whereas the spawns on the south side of the map would basically be similar, sort of similar. I think they're a little bit they're placed a little bit farther to the right, but basically what this does is it evens out the advantage that you get between both of those ridges, like that B line and the 5 or 4 line. So the B line is for that north side team, those little blue dots, and the 4 or 5 line is going to kind of be that area that the south side team, the red dots, work with majority of the time. So you get a little bit more map coverage that way on these skirmish spawns. I do want to note we are in 12v12, so all of them get all spawns have mechs in them. It's not 8v8, so that bottom B4 spawn, that like really separated ramp, there are going to be mechs spawning there. So teams got to make sure that the mechs they have spawning there. You got to do your research.
Put the lights there.
Yeah, you'd ideally. So then you don't separate your assaults or mediums or heavies from the rest of your team. That's pretty much the objective of that. So we'll see.
If any team puts their assaults in that spawn, you're instantly on the defensive because there's no way for the assaults to get up to the proper areas of the ridge in time to be offensive on this map. It's just such a small map, especially for 12v12, that your only options are really your whole entire aggression or ability to be aggressive is just based on the literal first minute of the match. If you miss that window, you are on the back foot automatically. I'm assuming. Oh wait, who gets to pick for team or for match 2? Which side? I'm gonna look at the rule set again.
The losing team. So APOC made the lobby. They're bringing them into lobby right now. I'm waiting to get confirmation on when they drop again. I'm going to really quick drop a code into the chat for stuff for Mech Bay, so give me a second.
For that beautiful, beautiful Apocalypse Lancers, lime green and black paint job. Right? Whoever redeems it first wins time.
That is what I'm going to be going with for this one.
Okay. We're very creative in this as a caster pair. Very creative.
The chat is so silent right now. It's like... It's out! I wonder who got it. We'll never know!
Hopefully people claim they got it, or say they got it, Interesting.
Alright. So, we are aiming for just 5 minutes in between matches, so I don't, Addy and I and other casters don't having to keep thinking of other shit to talk about. But,
I guess we
I
thought
think,
about how there's no difference essentially in Frozen City Conquest versus Skirmish besides the spawns.
and the cap points. I mean, that
Well,
last
the map
map
time
didn't even matter. Like, they didn't
Yeah.
even cap, man. They just went straight at each other, kind
I
of.
can literally not think. I can't think of any competitive match to MWO on Frozen City where Conquest like actually mattered. I
Like,
can't
all
think
the
of any
points.
where. Yeah, the map is so small. There's like no way to cap all the points. Even in PUC games, I think it's happened like once where cap points are actually relevant on this map. It's just too small.
Yeah, Frozen City Night is one of the, in my opinion, best designed maps in the game, even though it's a little small. I really do like the diversity in terrain, the objects.
It's pretty too.
Yeah, it's a pretty even map, and yeah, especially Frozen City. The regular Frozen City Day is like one of the ugliest maps. I think no one really likes playing that too much.
Yeah, I mean same map, but that weather effect. Good lord. Yeah, back in closed beta, like I think I have a video favorited on YouTube of the map just when it was like brand new. They had the custom shaders and everything, and God, it looked better. There's just the snow looked like snow. That was the main difference, I guess. Like Oregon in some ways looks better than it did back then, in some ways, of course.
Yeah, it's like you get pros and cons between each one. But Frozen City Night is the coldest map in the game. So if teams are going to be taking like, colder or hotter builds that would run hotter, this is the map to do it because, you're maybe not in a 12v12. Maybe the sustained it might be a little better. It's kind of arguable as to which one would work better because the focus fire in 12v12s makes time to kill lower.
Oh, we need to fix the score, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
0-1, 8 for best of letters. I don't know. In 12v12, I think you should still probably focus on the high burst damage that less efficient build will bring you. Especially since this map, so there's no retreating here. So burst damage on Frozen City is probably more important than it is on like any other map. You literally can't retreat on Frozen City, so if you can kill someone fast, why not kill them fast?
Yeah, that's a good point. Just get that burst DPS off. They go down. You can cool off, get the next burst. The next guy goes down. It's good. It's pretty decent timing, actually. It's a good way to put it. All right. So
They in lobby yet?
they are in lobby, and hopefully they launch in a game soon because I'm running out of things to talk about. But yeah, did you see anything crazy about that last match that I might have missed, like some clutch
that
play?
they brought.
I didn't see anything
I didn't see any
noticeable.
clutch, not really clutch plays, but like the Ember. I don't know. I was like maybe we should do player interviews. So I could interview.
They dropped. Yeah, they dropped.
I'll talk about the Ember later. I can rant about the Ember all day long.
Or did they drop? No, is it just not working for me?
They didn't drop.
No? Okay.
Nope.
Oh,
Alright,
I got it. I got it.
You.
It's in. This is like the worst timing. You're about to go back to talking about the interview.
Never talk about my Ember.
Here we go. Round 2. Frozen City Night. 720-ton skirmish. It looks like APOC chose the same side they got last time. RA chose the same side they got last time. Is RA going to the saddle? I see a lot of Timberwolves, a Hellbringer, a Kit Fox. I see a lot of Timberwolves from APOC. Fire starters, no Kit Foxes. And we already got fire from Mod Complex of Fire. I'm going to go into first person already. We got a lot of mechs at the saddle.
Restless Adders is setting up right by the saddle already.
This is a repeat almost of the last match.
Well, I think it looks like they're being a bit less aggressive. APOC has moved in a different area for the firing line this time. They're more spread out across the right instead of just being like all massed in the middle. So if APOC does the same exact thing,
Oh,
which
here we
they're
go.
about to do,
Ari's
yeah,
pushing.
Timberwolves.
Yep, here we go.
Oh, this is a shit ton of Timberwolves. I probably shouldn't say that on stream. Lots of Timberwolves. Lots of lots.
Wow, and this is intense already. Holy crap.
You can die leading with a
SRM.
That's strike. That's strike.
Wow,
That's why
SRM.
25%.
SRM.
Too on these Timberwolves.
Holy shit, this is a brawl.
APOC has routed them throughout the back. This is actually going to be pretty interesting. Wrestlers is about to have the entire match possibly turn on them. They're getting shot in the back completely. Well, Timberwolves just got legged. This other one's about to is JJ through the air and just shut down. Oh no, he didn't shut down actually. Never mind. That was really smart by APOC coming around the back like that.
Let's see what we got left
So
here.
currently APOC is down 4 and Wrestlers is down 3 or no 4 now. So it's even match. Even match with APOC rather healthy. Bass is at 48 or Bass is dead now, but the rest are all healthy. Meanwhile, Wrestlers Adders is looking pretty damn hurt. Most of the Timberwolves are dead on their side. They only have 5 mechs left. One at 57%, 50% now.
Wow, these fire starters. Professor D shooting the Timberwolves in the back. This is an even game. 8-7. Holy shit.
Yeah. Mothman
Wow,
is still
8-8.
pretty fresh in his Firestarter A. That mech can put out a lot of damage early on. McGraw in his Kit Fox, pretty healthy as well, but he just shut down. Should knock him out.
Ooh.
H2CO3 looking out for him. Oh, there goes McGraw's leg. He's getting SRM to the face, and
Ooh,
H2CO3
this
goes down.
is gonna be on Professor D.
He could clutch this.
He could if he's got to get away. He's got to. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
If he can shield this well, and that Timberwolves hurt.
Oh, the shutdown.
Oh, that's too bad.
That was close. Holy shit. Wow.
Professor D did do quite well throughout that entire match, though.
He did. Let's see what he did here. 426, 3 kills. You got Sinkling and the Timber. APOC kept up very close. That was a
these damages are
12-10.
very close.
Look at the damage spread between both teams. You just got Charlie Lance on RA playing a little less. Wow. That looked like it was going in APOC's favor.
It was for a while. APOC had a beautiful flank on them through the back, and they knocked out a Timberwolf for just 10 seconds after that movement. It was really quick by them and really good. I'm surprised that Wrestlers Adders, maybe they did see it, they just weren't really concerned since they did have a UAV up. But
Wow. So we basically
work.
the game modes for this map didn't even seem to matter. This was even faster, I think, or almost the same amount of time as that first drop. Oh, and wow, look at Capsta and the Timberwolf. He got 4 of those kills. That was some efficient gameplay. Alright, so back into the post-game screen. So, Restless Adders takes it 2-0 from APOC. APOC goes to the losers bracket. Restless Adders will go on to face, let me check, 228th Blackwatch in the winners bracket. Alright, so... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just saying, that matchup. That's actually one I am really interested in seeing. Wrestlers Adders versus 228th Blackwatch. Anyway, that match I think had more conventional drop decks from both sides. Though the Kit Foxes on Wrestlers Adders parts were somewhat curious. This is another reason I would like player interviews. I'd just like to hear the reasoning behind why they would bring that. McGraw did pretty well in his, getting I think it was 215 damage. The other Kit Fox seemed to have been focus fired pretty fast and was not able to do much. Suppose the Kit Fox can run the SRM builds, and whereas a IS Light can't. The only really comparable one would be the Oxide, and Jenner CT you'll just get melted right away. So can't really bring that, or a Hugin, which has so much DPS, but again, it's on a Raven chassis, so your legs are going to be gone instantly. Maybe they're just valuing ECM. Not sure. Since we can't see ECM on the spectator UI, I'm not sure if they brought ECM, but I'm sure they did.
Oh, I guess they're going to do the last drop for fun.
Are they?
Nice. Alright, so I'm going to update this score really quick in the meantime, and also in the meantime, So congratulations to Restless Adders taking the first round premiere of Major League Mech Warrior. Yeah. I guess in the meantime, I put up a map tactic. I don't know how much I have to really explain to the viewers here because it was pretty cut and dry. Both teams took a lot of brawling weapons.
Small pulse laser, SRM Timberwolf.
Yeah.
It's
And
as brawl as you can get.
They met in the exact same place as they did last drop as well. They took the
Well-
same sides.
APOC didn't just like get routed though, like they did last time though. They were able to rotate around behind Restless Adders, which is definitely a good call on the drop commander's part, and push through them. And with that, they were able to knock out Timberwolf right away and another Timberwolf soon after.
Yeah, it was definitely a better showing than the first match. It was close, but no cigar. I feel like maybe if APOC again were set up a little bit better for that push, they might see a lot more benefits out of something like that.
Yeah, receiving pushes is generally not the kind of thing you want to be doing. Just receiving a push, especially that early on where both teams are entirely fresh. If both teams are fresh, the pushing team has the advantage over the pushies. But that can be mitigated somewhat with range, as you're able to poke them as they come in. But since both of them seem to have brawling weapons, well, yeah, you can't really do much poking with small pulse lasers. Or SRMs for that matter. In the meantime, do you want to talk about the Kit Fox and the Ember? Interesting, choices for rest letters.
If you could, I'm gonna give a mech bay away and stream really quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fun. Well, the Kit Fox, I could see somewhat reasoning behind that, and that it's probably the best SRM. Well, I mean, the Adder might be a bit better, but if you want ECM, the Kit Fox will be best SRM boating light available, because the Oxide will just get its CT cored out instantly in competitive play, so it's just too fragile. And a Kit Fox, even though it's only moves 108 kph, you're not really going to be moving much up from the city. The map's too small. On the Ember, though, I suppose if you value high, what the Ember still, I guess, shines in is heat-free DPS, since machine guns don't give any heat, and they give 4 DPS, or with 4 machine guns, 1 DPS per machine gun. The Ember mounts 4. But since it's Frozen City, you don't really need heat-free DPS since the map is so cold. So that's where you could take, like the normal 8 small pulse laser Firestar A, or if you're feeling frisky, you could take a 6 medium pulse laser Firestarter, or if you're Stealth, you could take a 7. But I think Stealth is weird, so that's just Stealth. For the third match, it's going to be switching back to Conquest. But as we've seen previously and in competitive play's entire history, the distinction between Conquest and Skirmish on Frozen City doesn't really have anything it's the same.
Yeah, I'm okay. So they're going to be playing the third one. I'm wondering if they're going to be taking different sides maybe this time, or engage in a different spot. If we see the exact same thing a third time, I don't even think I need to put up map tactic. It's just going to be. I think the viewers would be able to tell at that point what happened, literally. You wouldn't even need casters. But I think APOC is starting to get a hang of it, it looks like. That second time, they had a little bit better focus fire. Hopefully in this third match, and I want to reiterate to all the viewers, this third match is just an exhibition. For anyone just tuning in, Restless Adders has won the first Major League Mech Warrior round. 2-0. They won the first drop 12-7, and the second drop 12-10. Was that correct? Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, there was still a Timberwolf and I think a Stormcrow up. So that was a Firestarter up.
I'm gonna edit that in really quick.
Speaking of the end, though, Professor D, God, he played lights out that match. It was really good to see, and I wish. It would have been amazing if he clutched it out at the end. Difficult to do. It depends on where he was really hurt. Like, if all his damage was, in his left arm and, spread over his side torsos, that's essentially a fresh Firestarter done with his legs or the right arm. So, But in the end, he was legged, and once your leg does a light, you can't really do much. You're just kind of dead on the ground.
Especially in a drop like that. They are almost done forming lobby. Yeah, in a drop like that with Firestarter A's and SRMs, your legs will explode, your arms will fall off, you know, you get killed very, very fast. It's high DPS, low time to kill. Typical stuff for a brawl on Frozen City Night, one of the coldest maps, so your cooldown's a little bit quicker. Yeah, really quick, I'm going to update the score and check in on them, see where they're at again.
Like you mentioned earlier, though, APOC is adjusting as the matches go on. So, you know, in the first one, they just met the push face on. Second one, they tried to, you know, take their team around route Restless Adders a bit, and it was pretty successful. And I'm curious to see what they'll do with the third match. Maybe they'll hang back a bit. Maybe they'll choose a different area on the map to fight entirely. It'll be good to see. An adaptable team, evidently. So they've shown that pretty well throughout the match this time.
Well, at least it looks like they might be in lobby for a very short amount of time in between this one. I think they're almost done. So we're going to be getting back into the action really soon. After this, we're going to go over upcoming matches for Saturday. I'll explain the matches for Saturday. I don't think we've confirmed who's casting what yet, but we are going to have, I think, at least 2 games casted. Yeah, so really quick while they're doing that. Actually, I could pull that up right now. Then we can just go over the match and yeah.
I was also going to do during downtime.
Alright, so right here we got the MWLN match calendar. These are all Eastern times, so Saturday you see FSAC versus MS. The second team, I believe, Turret drops. Is that their name?
Drops, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
And then we got Seraphim versus Entex, Eisen versus PC, Nightwatch versus Inex, and then Sunday we've got the Marine Mechs and SMCA match. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern. So Sundays for Major League MechWarrior, for anyone who does not know, are the cutoff date for when teams are allowed to schedule. So if you can't find a date between the team that you're going to schedule, you got to default to that Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, because there's teams from different time zones playing, people, you know, waking up 2, 3 in the morning just to play MechWarrior online. You know, people got to compromise, and Sunday at 4 p.m. EST seems like it's the best one. All right, they're dropped in.
Yeah? All right.
All right, and here we drop into the third round. It's an exhibition match. I want to reiterate that again. Restless Adders has already won 2-0, but shit, we love to watch fucking robots blow each other up. So let's back off here. We got a 3-3-3-3 again. And it looks like RA took the opposite side, and they got Atlases, they got Timberwolves, they got a King Crab in there, I think.
You know what I'd love to see? So this exhibition. I want to see a cave rush.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
well,
you might
idea, but
it looks like APOC's taking Atlases as well. This is going to be another brawl, and possibly the exact same spot as before. I'm really, really hoping it is, because that would be fucking awesome. You're watching it happen right before your eyes, everyone who is watching this right now.
Okay, so this time, or both of them are going to meet. They're both pushing
Yeah,
south.
I'm going to go to Stubar. He is the front and center. Atlas versus Atlas! Danketh versus Stubar, both firing lines meeting each other in the brawl. Focus fire beginning. Stubar is CT cored almost immediately.
Oh, dang. Okay, all right.
Wow.
So many
okay.
missiles. That
This is-
strike is just gonna hit both teams.
This
Like
is
that one.
this is even more hectic than the other drops. I don't know how you could have topped it, but this
Well, at this
definitely
point-
just took it over.
It's pretty obvious they give no shits at this point. It's just like complete. There's no sense of firing line at all between
I-
either team, and they're just going at it.
Oh my god, this is
there's
absolutely
40
it.
UAVs
That
up.
that Atlas just got legged. Did you see that?
Yeah. I don't know why you leg it out, but I guess you do.
The Timberwolf's getting legged as well.
You know the thing is, APOC's actually winning this at the moment.
They are.
So-
They're yeah. I think the chaos in this drop is going in. Oh no,
Oh,
RA's starting to pick it up. Here we go. RA's focus fire over a long period of
Yeah, you
time.
can see like Sign Clean went from like 0 or 100%
This guy-
to 44% to 40% to dead. It's pretty quick.
Wow, I think I just had a spec bug.
Did you?
Yeah, and HUD disappeared. But
Oh.
okay, we're gonna get back in.
Cap says legged on
Who
the
can I
Timberwolf.
watch?
This fire started shooting him in the torso though. Should be shooting him in the leg if he's legged already.
Target acquired.
The already strikes are just hitting both teams at this point. It's like a bit ridiculous. Professor D got legged though. That's too bad. And it's just H2CO3 left and light and gone. So Restless Ladders takes this match again.
What was the score of that one? I think it'll come up in a second, but
Yeah, we'll come up.
yeah, wow, I'm really impressed with Restless their ability to continue focus maxing in the Stormcrow.
625. Yeah.
625 top damage. Did he have streaks? Does anyone know?
I did not look.
Did he top damage with the streaks? Is that what just happened? I hope.
Twinkie. Where's Twinkie? Should pull him in here so he can play that.
Wow. Okay, so for those
Mother.
who didn't think that those first two chaotic drops could be top, that just topped it. That was so chaotic, I don't even think there was any, like...
There was no order. Literally. Like, in the earlier drops, teams at least kind of sort of tried to maintain a firing line, but here they just rushed into each other.
And it was 2 minutes and 30 seconds average between all three matches. I mean, the first one was 2:24, I believe. The second was 2:38. The third was 2:22. So between all three of those matches, I mean, you've got a lot of DPS between the SRMs, the small pulse lasers. It's the same thing we saw those first two drops in a different place. Teams were on different sides. RA getting some really good team cohesion built through those man, just from that focus fire versus APOC, that was fantastic. As chaotic as it was, RA kept on top that almost entire time. That was very good on their part. So between all three matches played today, Restless Adder has won all three. APOC is going to the losers bracket in this double elimination. Yeah, that was exciting. That last one was an exhibition match though, but it was definitely worth watching. That's for sure. There's no reason to turn down a 2-minute, 22-second brawl fest with fucking slugs being flown back and forth. All right, so I'm gonna pull up the map tactic because it's gonna be just as simple
Is
as
there
the
a
other.
target? It's just two lines.
I don't
Literally
think
just
I
two
need
lines
to.
going at each
I
other.
don't think I need to, but we will just because.
Okay, let me draw my lines. Drawing my lines. All right, line 1. I'll use pink for this other line.
Is that?
Line 2.
Are you sure that's where they went?
Well, kind of. They pushed into B3.
That
So,
was.
But like that's where they met. Like,
That was-
where the squigglies are. Oh, wait, no, my squigglies. Hang on. Yes, the squigglies. That's it's kind of how it went. And they did some loopies. It's just a very disorganized match. It's an exhibition, so obviously neither team really cared that much. It's just
But-
fun.
APOC did. That was 12-6, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 12-6. So APOC did bring Atlases that time instead. I'm not sure it worked in their favor.
Yeah,
think- Yeah.
Well, we could talk about the Atlas dice sheet matchup. I guess that'd be.
That was pretty interesting. Those Atlases went down really quick. I don't feel like either mech did that much. They kind of were just distractions in the beginning when they
Yeah,
pushed in.
all of those matches were more on the backs of the heavies and the mediums. Not really the assaults much. The assaults just died too early. The Aishis killed the Atlases, and the Atlases killed the Aishis. Just how it went.
All right, so I'm going to give another mech bay away really quick.
I can't believe that. Just watching the stream again, that Atlas got liked. Like, really? I guess a lot of people do cut Atlas leg armor, because who shoots Atlases in the leg, but, still. It's just funny to see.
All right, so before everyone goes, I just gave away a mech bay, and that was 5 minutes ago for you guys, or yeah. So, I'm gonna pull up this Google Calendar really quick, and we'll go over this a second time. I just want to get these future matches exposed. There's going to be Reddit threads for them. I'm hoping we can get in touch with, PGI, maybe get some announcements or something. Who knows? Anyways, I'm going to put this up. Give me a second. So here's the match calendar. All right. So, as you see, tonight was APOC versus RA. Saturday, we have FSAC versus MS Turret Drops, Seraphim versus NTEX. Those are both at 9:30. And then at 10 p.m. Eastern, we got Eisen versus PC and Nightwatch versus Inex. We're going to try and get as many of these casted as possible. I know I'm available. I think Homeless Bill will be available. We're going to try and get anyone else we can. And, yeah. Also Sunday, I don't want to forget, Marine Mechs at 4 p.m. versus SMCA. Be sure to tune in here. We're also going to be adding another MWOLN channel, so you know how ESPN's got ESPN and then ESPN2, ESPN3. We're going to have an MWOLN 2. And then someone mentioned to me we should have a MWOLN 8, the Ocho, for urban mech fights or something. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Twinkie wanted that. But...
Yeah, that was a Twinkie Overlord idea.
yeah, that's pretty obvious.
That is a pretty damn good idea, though, I'm not going to lie. So maybe we'll expand on MWOLN 8, the Ocho, in the future. But for now, Saturday we might have 2 going. So you're going to want to check up on this channel first. And then the other channel is MWOLN 2. We'll have that set up ASAP. We're going to be advertising both. Thanks for everyone for casting in. Anything else you want to say before we start signing off, Addy?
Not really, no. I mean, Frozen City played out as I think everyone expected Frozen City to play out. That's how that map goes, I suppose.
Yeah, so actually, you know what we could do? We could look at next week's matches. What map is next week? What is that?
I have too many tabs.
Canyon Network.
Oh, the Canyon Network. That's
Whoa.
gonna be it. You could do so many things on that map.
Yeah, that's
a good series of fights.
It won't be. It will not be like Frozen City. That is for sure. And if you want to see some more Frozen City, we've got some more coming for you Sunday and Saturday, the 25th and the 26th. So keep your eyes out on Twitch TV/MWLN. Check out the website, MWLN.com. The calendar is a pain in the ass. I finally got the MWLN website calendar integrated into the Google Calendar. Everything gets streamed straight from the Google Calendar straight onto the MWLN website. So I'm going to try and keep that updated as much as possible. And also in the future, I'm also looking into getting a submission form added so that if you have a match and you want it casted, you could submit the match to MWLN.com with as much notice as possible, and we'll set something up and cast it for you. So we got a lot of good features coming in the future. I think Loose Goose and White Death are working on some team bios. We might get some player bios. Throughout this tournament, there's going to be a lot more going on, and it's just going to become more and more exciting for everyone to watch. So I want to thank everyone for showing up tonight. I gave away 3 mech bays. I don't know if the 500 MC was worth giving away just yet. We're going to see. We're going to see something else, I'm sure, that's crazy. I was, pretty impressed with Professor D. If he had clutched that, I think he would have gotten the 500 MC.
Yeah, he played well during all of the matches, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty good light pilot. And on the flip side, both teams played very well. Congrats to RA for moving on. APOC, it's not over yet, man. Get some stuff together, get through that losers bracket, and come back with come back in force, and I'll see you later down the line. But again, thanks for everyone for tuning in and signing off. This is Heimdelight.
And Adiuvo.
All right.
Casting for Major League MechWarrior.
Thanks, and good night.